Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
And guys, we just got back from a crazy, wild Talladega trip, boys. We're going to get into it a little bit, but how about we start off with our diecast of the week? Mike, what you got for us, buddy?
All right. So just like you said, we just got back from Talladega. Best weekend ever. We got to see Ian's favorite in the Xfinity Series, Mr. Noah G, get a victory on Saturday. So I felt like it would be an appropriate time to throw it back to his first ever super speedway win, the Daytona car from a couple years back.
I forgot you got that, man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Classic.
This is a solid race car right there, man. You can't go wrong with that.
It's been running that paint scheme for 2 years, and it's still one of the best paint schemes in the Xfinity Series, hands down.
The only thing I don't like about this diecast has nothing to do with the diecast, the race car itself, I should say, but this is one of the ones that got damaged in my bullshit with my apartment.
Damn.
So that right there.
That calls for blood.
That right there is not part of the race win diecast. That's the tornado damage diecast.
Right. God damn.
Damnators.
Tornado of 21, man. God damn.
Them damnators.
Nico, got anything for us today, bud?
Nope. My tear down of my room is officially beginning because I have like less than 10 days to go here. So I gotta start getting shit in order. So yeah, I got nothing.
Got enough room in that Jeep to bring everything back?
Well, I'm gonna hope so. Otherwise, I'm gonna make some decisions that I'm gonna give to the hobos of Morgantown.
Give me a call. I'll shoot out there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that would be great. Come on down.
Hey, it gives me an excuse to do a road trip with my Challenger.
There you go, man. Come on down. I'll take all the help I can get.
Or if you just leave everything, then we can get a Morgantown left behind.
And then I could get like a $2,000 bill from WVU as a final departing gift from them. You're like, yeah, you're not coming back next year. Fuck you, jackass. So yeah, that's gonna be about not next week's show, but the week after that. I can finally start playing some.
Hey,
there you go, buddy. Gonna have the whole collection back. All right, guys. So for my diecast of the week, it's funny. I actually got this one today. I got a big collection from this guy that actually works in the same building as me. Shout out to Peter Cheese. That's his name. It's a fucking awesome guy. Gave me a whole bunch of Dale Earnhardt diecasts, and this is actually Dale Earnhardt's first ever NASCAR Cup Series ride. It's the K2. It's actually a Ford Victoria. Who would have thought that Dale Earnhardt's first ever NASCAR Cup ride would be a pink Ford? And what's funny about this car too, they actually says on the box that the car had an apricot metal flake roof, and it was decided that the whole car should match the roof. They mixed the paint up and they painted the car. When it dried, it was pink, and they didn't have enough money to change it. So
hold on. Nothing screams anti-intimidator like a pink race car.
Yeah. Who would have thought that Dale Earnhardt's first ever ride was a pink Ford? So
not me.
No, I remember hearing about it like a few years ago, and then he showed me the diecast. I was like, that's one that I do have to get. So figured we just came out of Talladega. We just came out of Earnhardt country, so might as well play his first ever race car.
Solid.
All right, guys, now we're done with diecast of the week. Let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about our adventures to Talladega, guys. Our first time at the track for the three of us, and went down there for Mike's bachelor party. I could say we did it up well. And I got to say, the first thing we did when we got to the campsite, we went and sat in a goddamn creek. We did it right. We did it the Alabama style.
That was the second thing we did at the track. We shotgunned the beer, and then we got in the creek.
Yep. So I say we did it about right. Dakota Rutledge, he showed us how to get around Talladega, and I say we did it right.
Yeah, we got to hang out with our boy, the old mayor of Talladega himself, Dakota Drake. Showed us a good time. We had the whole squad out there yet for my bachelor party. Absolutely phenomenal. Probably my favorite experience I've ever had at a racetrack. That
Oh,
was just from
hands
top to
down.
bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, Atlanta last year was here. Here's Dega, man, through
It
the
was
roof.
insane. It was
Just like I told Dakota, it was like my only problem at all with the whole weekend was like, there's nothing that's ever going to beat this again now. So it's like every race you go, it's like,
No
well,
way.
it's going to be worse than Talladega. So we got that. But
Yeah.
that's a pretty high bar to set. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, Talladega, I think that's got to be a yearly trip for us, hands down. That was way too much fun.
Dude, we got we got Dalton to drink a Four Loco, and we thought we killed him within 30 minutes of him being there.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Jay's old dog.
12% alcohol? You're trying to kill my ass?
Yes, we are.
What the fuck?
This is a celebration for Kyle Busch winning last week.
Come on, dude.
Good point.
Oh, hell yes. Go on, Dalton, do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's not going to make it.
Good enough. Hey!
It was all fun and games, and then once it hit him, I was like, "Oh, come on, we killed him."
That was pretty damn funny.
Hey,
It was all fun and games until Dalton realized a Four Loko was not the same thing as like a White Claw because he thought it was a seltzer, and then he's like,
well, I told him it was like a Reds. So,
Yeah,
but then he
that.
well, then before he drank, he was like 12% alcohol. You trying to kill me? And then
Yeah, he did
I think Mike was like, you got to do it for the Kyle Busch dirt win. He's like, oh, good idea. And we're like, okay, like you don't have to drink the whole thing. He's like, no, so he just kept drinking it.
I was like, if you drink half of that, you got all my respect.
Yeah,
This motherfucker went and he drank the whole thing.
dude.
So
And then
Dalton-
like 25 minutes later, he was like acting fine. I was like, damn, he doesn't act like he's fucking drunk. And then like 25 minutes later, he's in the chair, just like, this is why I don't drink.
I thought he
And
was
then
done for.
he's like, I'm done. I'm never drinking again. What happens the next day before we go to the boulevard? Like, give me a Busch Light. Freaking Dalton, man. He is legendary for drinking that Four Loko, man. I will say that.
Yeah, that was, you know what? I asked him to jump on a table or jump through a table. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because we were too busy doing other crazy stuff. But that is a solid substitution. If you would have told me before, like, hey, Dalton can jump through a table or down a whole Four Loko, I'd have taken the Four Loko.
Yeah, I would have absolutely taken the Four Loko, but man, it was a great weekend, living like a true redneck, man. I slept in my car, had some creek beers. We rode in the back of a freaking pickup truck to go inside the infield. That was an incredible experience. Man,
Lots of beers were smashed this
Oh
weekend.
my
I will
Oh my
say
God.
that. So I brought what? 3 or
Do we go through
I brought,
6 cases?
So I
in,
brought
like
4
7 cases.
I brought 4 cases of Busch Light Apple. We went through that. We finished all that by Saturday. And then you bought what, like 3 cases of Busch Light, Mike?
I brought 2 30s, and then I had the 16 of the latte bottles. I haven't seen those down here up here by us.
I pounded all of those.
We actually, me and Patrick.
I was wondering what happened to those things.
Yeah, I could tell you what happened to them. I was like, these things are cool. So
Wait, what?
The aluminum bottles. I was the one who pretty much drank all of those.
I just remember there was one point where I had one of the bottles, and then like the next day I was like, "Hey, Ian, you got any of the bottles left?" You're like, "No, man." I'm like, "How? I had one."
Me and Nick actually drank a few of those, yeah. But me and Patrick checked my shitty cooler. We only had 2 Busch Lights left from the entire weekend, boys. We did some damage, and there was 4 of TJ's IPAs left too. So
my God.
Yeah, those were not going to go down. The IPA, I tried to tell him, but that was bad call.
yeah,
IPA's racetrack don't mix.
no, not in the
exactly.
heat, man.
That was
Hell no.
That was incredible. And then of course I got burnt like a freaking lobster over the weekend. It happened to my feet again. It wasn't as bad.
That's why you don't wear sandals.
See, I only did that on Friday because we were in the creek, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wear these when I'm in the creek, and then I forgot to take them off, destroyed them, and because I was too intoxicated, had too few many cold ones. Forgot that they were on my feet. Didn't put any sunscreen on my feet. Bad call again. Woke up on Saturday morning. I was like, oh no. Here we go again. Thankfully, they weren't purple like when we were in Chicagoland. But just to make up for that, oh my God, my legs. I got both sunburned really badly, both of my knees. That when we were walking back to the campsite on Saturday night from the boulevard, I couldn't walk. It hurt so bad to walk. I was limping back to the campsite because both of my legs were fried.
Oh,
See,
man.
I don't know if it's the Sicilian in me or what, but like I got a little bit of a burn like right on my neckline, and that was it. Everywhere else, nothing hurt.
Right.
Other things hurt from other activities, like burning my arm in a fire, but
losing your koozie in that fire.
yeah, R.I.P. Dega Koozie one.
Oh man, but yeah, we got to experience the boulevard for the first time. You guys, right when we walked in, they had like the parade, the floats. The drivers were throwing beads into the crowds. We saw the Wendy's float go by with Noah Greggs, and they were throwing like hamburgers out and gift cards out into the crowd.
I got a gift card.
Yeah, Nick got a gift card from the Wendy's float. So, and we got to.
And we saw our new favorite drinking buddy, Bob Pocker.
Yeah,
that was pretty dope.
Cheers, Bob. How are you? Hey, let's go.
I got that video of Bob Pockers. It blew up, and then he was just like partying on the boulevard. It was freaking awesome to see that. It was just so cool to see all the drivers. We got to see, the freaking mud wrestling pit that they had, and all the drivers were like judging it, and got to see Noah Gregson again. He signed my cowboy hat, and the boulevard was so much fun.
I had a drink with Jeffrey Earnhardt on Saturday night while you guys were in the bathroom. Jeffrey Earnhardt walked past, told him he did a hell of a job in the race. He was there for like 45 seconds. We each took a drink out of our drinks. I was like, all right, rock on, brother. So that's just such
have
a cool...
drink with the Earnhardt. Check that out.
I had a drink with an Earnhardt.
There you go.
I had to take a sip of beer with an Earnhardt. So yeah, that was incredible. But man,
if that was me, that would be my Twitter bio right there. Like I drank with an Earnhardt.
I dabbed up an Earnhardt and had a sip of beer with him. Can't go wrong there. But holy crap, the difference from Friday night on the boulevard to Saturday night. Holy shit. Saturday night, it was so hard to walk. It was like 15,000 people on that boulevard easily.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible.
Absolutely crowded. Everybody was partying. It was just absolutely such a good time. Nuts. We were not we didn't know it was going to be that rowdy. We've heard the stories about the boulevard. We didn't know it was going to be that rowdy like that. This is why Talladega is the rowdiest track. That's why it's the biggest track, boys.
And what I will say is this. I will just add this little tidbit too. For anybody, obviously you're watching our show, you're probably a racing fan. You've got to be a NASCAR fan. If you are thinking of going to Talladega, number one, do it.
Yes.
Number two, if you're thinking of going to Talladega and you have friends you would want to bring that maybe aren't NASCAR fans, do it. We brought in my group, again, because this was part of my bachelor party. I have a couple of groomsmen and a couple buddies who are not NASCAR people. One of them, quite frankly, is like the furthest thing from a NASCAR person. Had the time of their lives this weekend with us. So, yeah, it's one of those the racing's there. There's always stuff to do with the track. And that's a part of it. But everything else that goes on there, the camping, the boulevard, the craziness, you don't have to love NASCAR to love being at Talladega. And it's a pretty good way to get people into the sport. Because even my cousin's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to watch a couple more. So great experience, man. Top to bottom, great experience. And again, just want to thank all you guys for making that a really special weekend. So that was kick ass.
Absolutely, brother. That was the best way to do it up for you, brother.
Oh, dude, no doubt.
Yep. And then next up, boys, we got my bachelor party at Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh man.
poor liver, man. My poor liver.
At least we
Oh.
got like a month and a
Yeah.
half in
To
between to
prepare,
kind of
yeah.
I could say it's gonna be recovery mode, but it's really not. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
All I know
gonna
is Saturday night at Broadway. Oh man, it's
Ooh.
gonna get crazy. I can't wait. But all right, guys, let's move on through the show. Before we start, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And let's get into our Talladega race review. The weekend started off with the ARCA series. I will say that was probably the worst race I have ever seen in my life. We left right after, or we left actually during the Scott Melton crash when he got injured. And we were just like, we were just gonna go because it was just absolute garbage. There was just wreck after wreck. They just couldn't get going.
well, it was just such a joke because
Yeah.
you only have maybe 4 competitive cars in ARCA,
Mhm.
and the field was so strung out. It was just ridiculous.
Yep.
And then just the rules of the ARCA series. They called that race 9 laps early. Like that's just for because the Xfinity race is coming on, and a whole nother like hour and a half later, they were just like, nope, next flag, green or yellow, it's over after this. So
Yeah, you and me were watching the finish in your car. We're just like, what the hell is
it's
this?
just reason number 10,000 why the ARCA Menard series is the biggest joke of a motorsports series I've ever seen. Like the fact that it's still going on, you just don't learn anything from driving an ARCA race car. You just really don't, because the talent level is just not there. The competitiveness is just not there. And then the rules are just fucking stupid. It's a joke. Fuck you, ARCA.
Damn.
Well then, all right.
Yeah, but ARCA
So-
was terrible.
But we saw a banger next, though.
Yes, we did. Moving on to the Xfinity Series race. Guys, how fitting is it for Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 3 car, get the pole at Talladega, the fastest car, led the field of green. That was just, I had chills throughout the whole race just watching that 3 go by. It was black 3, Earnhardt driving it. Like, how much better at Talladega? How much better can it get?
At Talladega, Larry McReynolds is the crew chief.
Yeah.
Holy
I had chills, man.
Well, it hit me real hard and heavy that because we were sitting just coming out of turn 4 into the tri-oval there when he was coming out of 4 leading that pack, and everybody around us
got up,
stood up, put the 3 up. I had goosebumps, like, oh my god, this is incredible.
That was cool. That was so damn cool. So Josh Berry, he looked pretty fast in stage 1, had some help from his junior motorsports teammates to get him the stage win. And then a big hit for Mason Massey on the backstretch, kind of hit that weird part where the wall kind of goes on an angle there and his car just kind of spun all over the place. That was just a really bad wreck for him. Also involved was Chandler Smith. He was making that run with the Sam Hunt racing car and JJ Yaley. So kind of sucks for those guys that, you know, they kind of look forward to those races to kind of, for those smaller teams to get a good finish.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the places where if you have an underfunded race car or you don't have the speed to compete on the 1.5 miles or some of the other tracks, like this is a place that's like kind of an almighty equalizer. So yeah, these underfunded teams, some of the smaller teams, you come to a place like Dega, they got circled, and to see something like that happen relatively early in the race is pretty sad for those guys, to be honest. So
yeah, it really is. But your boy Justin Allgaier, he was able to get the second stage win, so good points for Gator there. And then it kind of seemed like I was watching the replays, you know, we couldn't really see the backstretch, but that whole wreck that involved like Ty Gibbs, Daniel Hemrick and all them, Ryan Sieg was just on Ty Gibbs's ass, just pushing and pushing. Got him, yeah, go figure, got him loose, got into Daniel Hemrick, and then all hell broke loose. Brandon Jones was involved, Jade Buford, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, Ryan Ellis and David Starr. So again, smaller team guys are kind of looking for good finishes with those teams, got involved as well. But Daniel Hemrick, just a Bad
Don't
luck
look at me.
weekend for him. We'll talk more about the Cup Series
Oh.
race, but
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. It's holy hell. You want to talk about a championship hangover season? That is what I am experiencing right now. We are 12th in points right now. The last car to make if the playoffs started,
Oof.
we would be the last car to make it in. He just can't. We cannot put together consistent races. We're either getting wrecked. Where I said this from the beginning. People didn't want to believe me. Like I'm in that Daniel Hemrick group on Facebook or whatever. They didn't want to believe me when I agreed when Dale Jr. said that he would not be surprised to see Daniel Hemrick struggle this year. These cars are just not it, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're having a worse season as an organization than they did last year, which is crazy to think because they're adding in the reigning Xfinity Series champion. It's just the 16 car is the 16 car, but the 11 and the 10 car, they just do not have speed on a weekly basis, and it really sucks to see. Because I think really Daniel might have maybe 2 or 3 top 10s on the season and maybe 1 top 5 on the year. It really sucks to see, but yeah, it's a championship hangover season, I guess. But
man, I would really love to see him get like another chance at like maybe like getting like a full-time junior motorsports ride. Like, nothing ended badly with them. Like he just, he was just running part-time. Like I think that would be a great opportunity because I know Junior likes Daniel Hemrick. If Sam Mayer doesn't last, I think that one car would be perfect for Daniel Hemrick.
It's just the equipment at Colleague is just not what people are thinking it's going to be, and I knew it was going to happen. So
yeah,
it's just going to be.
They went from hero to zero. Like last year, they looked really good, and this year they just even AJ Allmendinger at times is just haven't looked like himself.
Right. But I will disagree on one little thing is I don't know if I would call this season a championship hangover just from the perspective of, to me, that usually means that, like, hey, just won the championship, long off season, the athlete, performer, what have you, depending on what sport we're talking about, just really ain't where they would normally be. I really am having a hard time putting these performances on Daniel Hemrick. So I can't really say he's having a championship hangover. He's struggling. I just think he's getting what he can out of the car he has. Nick, you were right when you said from the beginning of the year, like, ooh, I don't know about this one. But getting back to the race, I will say one thing. This wreck, especially with Ty Gibbs being involved in it and the way it happened, to me, this was like the turning point in the race. Like this one, it's like, all right, a couple big hitters out here too. Like it's about to get turned up another notch here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's just say I was giving Dalton some dirty looks after that one because clear on the replay. The Ty Gibbs got into Daniel Hemrick and turned him. So yeah, thanks for that one, Dalton.
Yeah, that really was the start of hell breaking loose throughout this race because we had a big wreck going into turn 1 with 10 to go in the race involving Brandon Brown, Jade Buford, Drew Dollar, which I mean, go figure, boys. And then Myatt Snyder too, whose car turned into a snowplow as well when he picked up I don't know whose bumper that was he picked up, but he was just going down there. It was freaking hilarious seeing him come out of turn 4 with that thing in the front. So crazy big wrecks happening here, boys. And we had Sam Mayer. He got hooked by Austin Hill with 4 to go. So that one car was out as well. The 21 who won at Daytona earlier this year. Good super speedway racer. That sucks for him, man.
He dominated this race up until really that point, and then he's gone too.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say. It was a serious contender for this race win, and then just another one. Like this is another. If you look at like 2-3 key points in the race, this is probably my second one, and we're probably coming up on the last one here soon. So
coming to the restart, the final restart for triple overtime. Justin Allgaier runs out of gas as he was trying to lead the field to green. That just sucks. A lot of guys were in fuel saving mode, and that's 7. You just saw him just go to the side, let his junior motorsports teammate Noah Gregson go up to the front. Then Noah was just able to just hold everybody off. He was able to hold off the 3 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. It was real close, but man, oh man, what a way for Noah to get that win at Talladega. That's his second super speedway win. I was going crazy up in the stands.
Oh, I know you were.
Yeah.
All of us were, man. Everybody was going nuts for Noah. I was so happy to see that. Oh man.
Well, like I said, I thought the most perfect outcome for what would become a crazy Saturday night was Noah winning, because I knew that would get you hype. And then, yeah, we would just all follow suit after that. But the only thing I think could have been a better finish, man, if Jeffrey would have won,
Oh man,
America would have won right there.
Yeah.
dude, if Jeffrey Earnhardt would have won that race, holy crap, that place would have just lost it.
At least for me, here's Jeffrey winning, and then here's Noah winning. Just right over that. I'll take that.
Noah Gregson is just the perfect kind of guy you want to see win at Talladega.
His celebrations are the best.
All of his celebrations are crazy. And he even said it in his interviews, like, I know I got to go drive a cup race tomorrow, but it's time to race some hell on the boulevard, something like that. Man, yeah, that is the perfect guy to win at Talladega. And yeah, that just fell into his lap right there. Justin running out of gas, and Noah's
Thanks,
like,
buddy.
oh. He's like, okay, let's go do this thing, boys. But yeah, I think if Jeffrey Earnhardt was locked onto that bumper, I think we would have saw Noah Gregson in the tri-oval grandstands, man.
Oh yeah, he would have done exactly what his grandfather would have done, man.
Yeah.
And then I would have been after Jeffrey Earnhardt that night. I would have
no,
found him in the
no.
boulevard and just beat the hell out of him, man.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
I don't
Earnhart-
know if you've seen Jeffrey Earnhardt.
No,
Jeffrey Earnhardt is
racing.
He's a big
Yeah.
boy.
Scary.
Yeah.
If racing don't work out, MMA or pro wrestling,
he'll
are
hunt me
viable
down, man.
Dude,
options.
just the
Yeah.
look on his face. He's just got the look of the
He's-
intimidator, man.
Yeah. No,
looks
he
like-
is
he's
Dale, man.
He's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
Dale.
Like Junior doesn't look like Dale. I think Jeffrey is actually his son. Like goddamn, the spitting freaking image. It's wild.
Looks just like him, but no,
Yeah.
Jeffrey would fuck you up.
Hey,
So
no, yeah. Either way, dude, Jeffrey Earnhardt second place with that 3 car. I mean, just looking awesome at Talladega. That was just so cool. That was right after Noah winning. That was the highlight of the day.
I know that it's Talladega and everything, but man, I would love to see what Jeffrey Earnhardt would be able to do in some half-ass competitive equipment. When he had that Gibbs ride for a little bit with IK9 before they fucked him, he looked pretty good. So
I remember he almost won Daytona and what was it, Auto Club or Vegas?
he almost had 2 races won right there, and then IK9 screwed him over. So
And
I would
he
just love to
dropped
see.
out, yeah.
And then I would just love to see what he'd be able to do with some competitive equipment.
I mean, let's
Here's my
see him
thing.
like run that 3 full time next year.
I was gonna say, if you're RCR, okay, maybe you're not gonna be able to get Larry Mack back for every race.
No,
But if you saw what you saw this weekend, how does that not put that? Okay, maybe we got something here. This is, and it's another one of those things. You get a lot of eyeballs on your racing team when you've got an Earnhardt.
Dude, if they got an Earnhardt in the 3 car driving for RCR, yeah, that's just like a match made in heaven, right there.
Oh, exactly. But guys, that was an amazing race. That was our first experience at seeing the race cars at Talladega Super Speedway, seeing the draft plate in motion. It was freaking wild to see that kind of racing.
I love the seats that we were in too.
Yeah.
Where we were in, having them come out of 4, we saw them all the way through the tri-oval, past the start finish line. We even saw them going into turn 1. We kind of lost them going on the back stretch, but we had a really good view of that one.
Yeah, I would say those were, knowing what we know now, that's where I would buy all weekend race tickets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, guys, let's move on to the Cup Series race on Sunday, the Geico 500.
United States Army Band performance of our
Pain.
Big pain for Nicolas over here, but we had the 20 of Christopher Bell. He won the pole. And Daniel Hemrick, oh man, lost power in the
Blew an engine.
Blew an engine in turn 3, and then just got spun by Austin Dillon, and big old hit going into Chase Briscoe. I'm glad he's all right. He got freaking slammed. Him and Chris Buescher, but rough weekend for Daniel Hemrick.
Once again, these college powered race cars, man, blowing motors. Love to see it. Had a pretty solid run going up until there. He's just kind of content in the top 5, but it was a real tough deal. He even said it himself. He knew the motor was going down, but he just couldn't get his hand out the window in time because he had Austin Dillon behind him. He said he just couldn't get his hand out the window.
Yeah.
And that's what's triggered all that. Sucks to see. Really, really, really bad weekend for Mr. Hemdog in Talladega, but shit season rolls on, boys.
You got that right, man. And then Bubba Wallace, he went on to win stage 1. Guys, you know, he is one of the top guys at Talladega Super Speedway. He knows how to dominate this track. So did it in fashion in stage 1. Got some good points needed for the season. And then Bubba Wallace continues it with 31 to go. He got aggressive on the bumper of Joey Logano, spun him out, and Joey took out the field behind him. But I mean, honestly, I love seeing that kind of shit because that's just giving Joey a taste of his medicine on how he races people at super speedways anyway. So honestly, bud, sorry about you.
And you know what? I actually just watched Radioactive like right before we came on here.
Ooh, I need to tune into that.
Bubba said, he's like, man, I barely touch him. And watching the video, which again, what you see on the screen versus what you see live, sometimes your eyeballs see different things live than you're going to be able to see on replays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He really did like just get him. So I don't know if he got him in like the perfect spot and spun him, or if it was just one of those things where, because I've heard a couple other people on the radio talking about even during the race, like, hey, like can't get pushed in this spot, you know, really only feel comfortable getting pushed, you know, when we're going straight. So I don't know if it was like right in the perfect time in the tri-oval there to where they were, maybe Joey wasn't going perfectly straight or just caught him in the perfect time, but just one of them weird things, man.
All I got to say is we got a front row view of watching Joey Logano wreck a Talladega. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
That was like right in front of us.
It was right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was really the big one of the race because right there was the end of stage 2. Byron won it. And then it was a clean final stage, guys. We didn't have any wrecks, all green flag. They actually said that was the longest green flag run for the checkers since like 2001 or something like that. So that was pretty cool to see it just like all run under green flag. We didn't see any overtime. Really cool, but we did have the JGR teammates, Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell. They got together coming off pit road, made contact, and Christopher Bell spun out. And I was actually watching the highlights of this, and Mike Joy actually called him Eric Jones for like a minute, dude. And then someone had to correct him. It was hilarious.
Oh, man. I got to put that one on Christopher Bell. How do you have the number 1 pit box and let that happen?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
He had all the room in the world too.
I don't know how
you don't have to turn out of your stall. You can literally just come straight.
Go.
Yeah. And I'll say this, correct me if it was different for you guys, but for me at least, the whole like second half of that final stage, I felt like when you're at home, you look outside, you see the sky starting to get a little darker. You maybe hear some thunder off in the distance. You see some lightning a couple miles out. It's like, oh, just brewing, man. Half hour from now, we're gonna have a big old thunderstorm coming through. I almost had like the hair on the back of my neck sticking up because like you could feel the energy building. You could feel the excitement coming. You could feel and hear the drivers on the scanners getting antsy. It was like, dude, it's coming. We're about to get something wild here.
Yeah. And it broke out on the final lap, guys, as it usually does with these races. We had, Kyle Larson, he kind of went out wide, took out Kurt Busch and took out Bubba Wallace as well. Pretty much got Eric Jones out of shape as well. And then it was just Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, all trying to get that finish. And it was the Watermelon Man getting his second career win, his second win of the season as well at Talladega, guys. I mean, you gotta love seeing Ross Chastain win, especially in person. I mean, he has so much energy. You gotta love it. Like,
first of all, what in the hell has gotten into Kyle Larson?
Dude, he's
season?
an asshole, man.
Dude won a title, and he's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want right now.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck now.
Dude, this is like
for like the sixth or seventh time. Not clear.
Not clear, Kyle. Not clear. He just straight up drove up into Kurt Busch, and that's what triggered that little mini wreck there at the end. But yeah, it's at least 6 or 7 times this year. Who's he gonna blame this time? He's gonna blame his spotter again. Who's he gonna blame this time?
Yeah, no,
Like,
that
it's a-
like at this point, it's on you, buddy. And
Like, he
And
won.
that cost both 2311 cars top 10s. They were both
Oh.
well within the top 10, potentially both racing for a chance at the top 5 there. It's like, come on.
and
man.
Denny runs out of gas.
I was gonna
when
say,
they go
what
to
a
greens.
rough
Oh.
fucking day for Denny. He looked like he was the control car with like 20 laps to go in that race. I was like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna celebrate hard tonight, and then he runs out of fucking gas, and then my bad luck just continues for that man. Last time I saw him race was Hack Bowman at Martinsville wrecking him, and now this time it's running out of gas, and then both of his cars get torn up because Kyle Larson's a dumbass and is not clear. Man, what a day!
Oh yeah. So,
Yeah.
but really cool to see Ross get the win there.
Oh, yeah.
I will add that if you would have told me by Talladega Ryan Blaney would have 0 wins and Ross Chastain would have 2, I would have
And
told
William
you you're
Byron.
more right. I would have told you were more messed up than we were on the Boulevard Saturday night. But yeah, that's just good for him though. Good for Trackhouse. They're one of the teams. I'm not a Trackhouse fan, but I am pulling for them. It's cool to see them do well. They're a nice story. It's good to see younger teams have some success because it also shows potential other new owners like, hey, we don't got to run in the back for 5 years to figure this thing out. Like there is a path to having a team within a year or two here, and that's what they've been doing, and I think that's a great thing for the sport, and just good for Ross too because he deserves it.
Hey, just gotta love it for Ross. I mean, Ross is arguably probably the hottest driver in the field right now. He's got the top 10s, he's got the top 5s, now he's got the wins to back it up.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be really curious to see what kind of a playoff run that they could put together with this one car. He just looks so good
Dude.
right now.
Right now, I mean, him and Byron are looking like the best drivers. So
I still
frickin'
think
knows?
as the summer months come on, some more of our usual front runners are going to start to figure this car out
Mhm.
more. But for right now, man, Ross Chastain and Trackhouse, they're just hitting a grand slam every single weekend they go to the racetrack.
Yep.
Yeah. And hold on, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I accidentally hit the button right here when I was scratching my ear, so I want to make sure I didn't turn it off like I did that one time. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and I agree. Ross looks great, but I think you guys are right too. You are seeing guys maybe just haven't won that are running really well. I mean, Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney are having good weeks, week in and week out. They just don't have any checker flags to show for it. That's not going to last forever. We all know that. There are some top name guys that are really struggling. I don't think that's going to last forever. But you know what? What these guys are doing now is making those guys have to dig themselves out a pretty big hole. So if you're Ross Chastain, if you're a guy like a William Byron, you're doing what you got to do right now. So it's really encouraging to see. Really encouraging to see what Ross could do with a pretty competitive race car.
Yeah, absolutely. So cool to see Trackhouse finally pulling off some wins, looking like a real legit team, boys. And Talladega did not disappoint.
Oh, no way it didn't disappoint.
No.
Yeah.
That was one of the best race weekends I think we've had. So yeah, no complaints at all. That was just some badass racing that we saw. The Xfinity Race Cup race did not disappoint. I was a little worried with our Cup seats, but I honestly like the seats that we had for the Cup race.
We were up close.
Right
We were up close and personal with the cars. Oh yeah, no, it was awesome, guys, and I hope we do it again every year for the rest of our lives because that was just too much fun.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. It was just about as perfect a weekend as we could have possibly had. Just top to bottom, this phenomenal race weekend.
Yep.
No other way to put it.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be making our predictions for Dover this weekend, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. We are going to be making our predictions for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series race for this upcoming weekend at Dover, Delaware. So first off, we got the Xfinity Series race, the A Game 200-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 45 laps each, and the final is 110 for a total of 200 laps. Last year's winner was Austin Cindric. He's a rookie in the Cup Series now. Most team wins at this track is Joe Gibbs Racing with 5, and most manufacturer wins is 16. Some notables in this race: John Hunter Nemechek, he's back in the 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing, so look the fuck out, Ty Gibbs. Chandler Smith, he'll be back in the 26 Sam Hunt Racing car, and then Kaz Gralla will be in the 48 for Big Machine Racing. No Cup drivers this weekend since it is a Dash 4 cash. I think this is the last one of the season. So guys, who's your pick to win Xfinity? Nick, let's start off with you, bud.
You said it. This is going to be his first race back in the Xfinity Series since his little run-in with Mr. Ty Gibbs. I'm picking the 18 of John Hunter Nemechek, and it's going to be interesting to see how those two race each other on Saturday. I think they're these two guys are both still a little bit on the immature side, so I would not be surprised at all. Even Ty Gibbs said it after winning Richmond. He said he's probably got one coming to him.
Hey, you know Sam Mayer's going to get in that mix somehow too.
But yeah, I would not be surprised at all. I don't think he's going to, if it comes to it, I don't think he's going to flat out destroy him. Maybe he's going to move him out of the way or something to be like, hey, yeah, I'm still here, buddy. But if those two are duking it out for the win again, it's going to end a different way this time. And I think John Hunter Nemechek's going to get that 18 car in a victory lane.
I think he's got permission to do it from everybody in NASCAR, man.
Definitely not Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs will be like, hey, you wrecked my baby boy. Because that's all Joe Gibbs cares about is Ty Gibbs.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Brandon Jones got the win. Ty Gibbs is like, he just like lost the race. He just got taken out. And that's all Joe Gibbs cared about. Didn't even care that Brandon Jones won the fucking race.
He's going to sideline John Hunter Nemechek from racing the 18 car the rest of the season if he wrecks his precious grandson. So.
Hey, that just means more drive time for Trevor Bayne, maybe.
Oh, we still got one more month.
Oh, man. That's a big break for him, man.
Give me John Hunter Nemechek.
All right. Mike, who you got for Xfinity?
All right. After the heartbreaker that was running out of gas in triple overtime, I think my boy J.A. is due for one. If you look at the stats, Justin Allgaier is pretty good here at Dover. He's got 2 wins, 21 starts here, a boatload of top 10s. I think he's got like 14 or something. So he always runs really well here. I think Junior Motorsports are going to go back-to-back from Dega to Dover. We're going to see the 9 last week, the 7 this week in Victory Lane.
And he's got that badass-looking door bumper clear car that he's going to be running.
That's
right, yeah.
Going to see Freddie Kraft and Brett Griffin's fat asses on a race car. They've been joking all week that car's going to fail inspection because Brett and Freddie are on the car. So
too much weight.
Too much weight on it. That would just be so cool if Justin won that race, though, because they said that if he won, that they were going to go down and they were going to race hell in Victory Lane with him.
Oh,
so that would be cool to see. And that Brett Griffin and Freddie Kraft could put down some alcohol. So Fireball
absolutely.
will be running.
Oh, jeez. All right, guys, for my pick for Xfinity, Mike, I'm sticking with the Junior Motorsports camp. I'm not going with Noah Gragson. I am going with the 8 car of Josh Berry. Guys, he finished second here last year. I did say Chevy does have the most manufacturer wins here with 16. So got to go with a Chevy here at Dover this weekend. Let's go with the 8 car. Josh Berry going to get his first win of the season. He's kind of good on like those kind of like weird, kind of like shorter tracks too. So I think this is the perfect place for him to do it.
Yeah, solid pick. Again, he's looked pretty good at points this year. So I think he's got one coming. Dover's a really good spot to pick it. So,
yep, absolutely. And guys, let's get into the Cup Series race. We got the Duramax Stridine 400 400-mile race. Stages 1 and 2 are 120 laps each, and the finals 160 for a total of 400 laps. Last year's winner was the hack Alex Bowman. Most team wins is Hendrick with 10, and most manufacturer wins is Chevy with 20. So, guys, really safe bet to stick with Hendrick Motorsports with this one here at Dover this weekend. Notables, Allmendinger, he'll be in the 16 for Colleague, and Ryan Preece, he'll be in the 15 for Rick Ware Racing. But guys, that car's not even being prepared for Stewart Haas Racing. That's a big kick in the nuts right there, man. You're a satellite driver for Stewart Haas Racing. They have that alliance with Stewart Haas Racing with Rick Ware, and you would think that at least Stewart Haas would at least maybe put an engine in there, but nope, that thing is being totally prepared by Rick Ware Racing. The only thing that Stewart Haas is giving them is a pit crew. So I said Ryan Preece is just gonna be fucked this weekend, man. I feel so
400
bad
laps
for him, man.
of just riding around in 32nd. I feel so bad for him.
That sucks, man. But guys, who is your pick to win? Mike, who you got for Sunday?
All right, Ian, you kind of led right into it earlier. You know, best team here has been Hendrick. Best manufacturer has been Chevy. I talked about one specific Hendrick Motorsports driver doing everything right this year except for having a checkered flag. I think this is the weekend where that all changes. I think we see that 9 car in victory lane. Chase Elliott gets this first one of the career, or the season, I should say, at Dover.
I mean, he's looked good at Dover at points in his career. I mean, I remember that time he almost got his first win when Kyle Busch kind of overtook him on the final few laps there, and then he got it done. What was it? That was also too when Jeff Gordon was really pissed off at Ryan Newman for blocking him the whole time.
What do you expect?
Yeah,
it's Newman, man.
Yeah.
Like
that's what he does, man. He ruined
Gordon,
he ruined Matty D's first attempt at a win at Bristol.
That was probably for the best though.
Now we look at it like, all right, Newman.
But Jeff Gordon really thought he was gonna want a piece of Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman would flatten
him down.
Jeff Gordon would get flattened by Ryan Newman. Oh, that would have been that is one guy you don't want to fuck with.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jeff. Listen, man, I love you. But Ryan Newman's neck is thicker than your legs. You have no chance.
You don't want that smoke, man.
Oh, man.
All right, Nick, who do you got for Sunday?
Well, 2 weeks ago, this man backed into a win on the Bristol Dirt, but I don't think that's going to be necessary this week. I am taking the 18 car of Kyle Busch. Dover's kind of been his little playground here. He's super good here. 33 starts at this racetrack. He's got 3 wins. Most recently coming in 2017 when he took it from Elliott. So this is pretty funny. But he's got 13 top 5s, 20 top 10s. Kyle's been in the news recently because he doesn't know if he's going to be back at Joe Gibbs next year. From what I'm hearing from Adam Stern is that they're just like a sponsorship or 2 phone call away from making it happen. So I think that's really going to be behind him. And maybe it's just going to motivate him to haul some more ass. So this is a really good track for him. So I hate to say it again. I'm picking Kyle Busch for the second time this season on the show. It didn't go well the last time, so maybe it won't go well this time either.
We'll have to see. And with Kyle Busch, you know, possibly leaving Joe Gibbs Racing. He's not going to leave. He's not going to leave, but I just like to push the issue with Dalton because it just drives him crazy. I just kind of hope it does happen because then he'll have to change up his whole car and his entire bedroom.
And his bedroom too. Yeah.
Oh no! Why would you do that to my man? That would be like a breakup for him.
Oh, that would be so funny.
He'd have to take logos off his car. Oh no!
Well, I feel like he's already gonna have to do that because M&M's is leaving the sport at the end of the year.
Well, he won't have to change his car though. He's got Rowdy Energy on there.
Oh, he'll have to change his car, but he'll have to change the bed sheets. He'll have to get all of his M&M stuff out of there.
He has to get rid of all of his green stuff, the green M&M stuffed animals.
He's gonna have to let her go, man.
Yep. Sorry, that's the big breakup right there, man. He's losing her. All right, guys. So for my pick for the Cup Series race on Sunday, I did talk about him. Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. They dominate this track. I got to go with the guy who is just on fire this season so far. I got to go with that 24 William Byron. He's looked fast at Dover in the past. I think he can actually get it done, get his 3rd win of the season. He's looked phenomenal this year. So why not see that 24 victory lane? Again, two guys that did not see that would be on top of the charts this year is Ross Chastain, William Byron. I mean, I just love it. It's the parody of these cars is just phenomenal. This season, like last year was the best season. I think this season is going to be like the greatest season ever.
Well, I'm like you said, I'm really excited to see how this car races here because Dover is such a unique place. Like, yeah, it's a shorter track, but it's super high bank. The drivers have kind of, almost called this place like a 400-mile roller coaster ride at times. So you have elements of a couple of different kind of styles of racing we see all come into play and blending together here at Dover. This is going to be another one of those kind of like test tracks for this new car. Like, hey, let's see how it does here. If this is this car is legit here, then we really got something.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, you guys got anything else to add before we end the show here?
Nope. Just again, excited for another good weekend of racing. Hopefully, Dover usually is never really a snoozer. Dover usually has good racing, good high intensity racing. So really excited for this weekend. Really good place, in my opinion, to follow up Talladega.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All I can say is Dega happened, baby.
Dega happened.
Oh, man,
From what I remember, Dega happened.
Yeah, right.
This man was gone 30 minutes into us being there.
Oh.
He got his weekend started off early.
Oops, baby.
Talladega. Hey, man, that's Talladega.
That's Dega, baby. All right, guys. Well, that will wrap it up for us here at the Stock Car Spectacle. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, make sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You can find us on Spotify and all other podcast platforms as well. Our merchandise will be on spreadshirt.com, all designed by our good buddy Dalton Good. And that will do it for us. So for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
And we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy Dover.